Hey, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Maddie, and today we are talking about making money online as an artist. Now, making money online as an artist is kind of a tricky endeavor because a lot of the big questions are what do you make? How do you market it to somebody? And how do you actually sell it and make a profit? There are so many different avenues that you could go about this these days, and there's a whole bunch of videos online about how to do this. But I think my way is a little bit different because I'm going to show you how to actually find a very large surface area to sell your art with if you're willing to stick around, if you're willing to watch the video to the end. So we're talking about making money online as an artist. And the big question for me is who are you making this art for? Because a lot of people, let's say you're into drawing or physical things like making furniture or something, some people see that as like an art in and of itself, which I tend to agree with. These art pieces are usually like you need a buyer. You need to physically come up with the resources to make the materials. If you're into building tables or chairs, you need to put in a lot of sweat equity into learning how to do those things. The physical aspect of putting it together, usually things can take days, weeks, or months to even make. And then you need to market it online and actually have somebody come by and buy that product. So the whole physical aspect of this can be very long and drawn out. There are other artistic things that you could be doing, of course, drawing paintings and whatnot and selling them on Etsy, which is not anything new by any means, but the way that you go about it is going to make or break how you actually make a real profit if you actually want to start earning some real money on the side. So I think there's a lot of limitations with a physical product because you have to go again. You have to deal with the physical aspect of getting the materials together, shipping it, paying for shipping, shipping materials, boxes and stuff. I run a business on the side where I ship a physical product, and while it earns me really good money, it's a seasonal business and it is very physically tiring. I put a lot of energy into it, and my customers love my products, but it takes a lot out of me. It takes a lot of hours to put it together, and when it's all said and done, I end up questioning myself, is it worth actually doing this? Because I could be selling stuff online and not touching a physical thing at all. So if that makes any difference to you, then stick around because we're going to get into it right now. So the big question is, who are you making this art for? Are you making a bespoke piece? Are you selling it on Etsy? And let's go ahead and take a look over on Etsy in case you haven't been there before. But Etsy is kind of all about handmade products. It's all about things that people are passionate about making, and it's an excellent store. It's an excellent place to be. I just pulled up these epoxy tables and these raw wood tables because I think they're awesome, and you could see that people are selling them for $100 a piece, $300 a piece. Sometimes they're $700-800 a piece. But my big issue with going into any kind of work like this is that you're actually physically figuring out how to ship a product. And these things weigh a lot. Let's see if it says what the weight is. 29 kilograms. 63 pounds. So either you're paying the shipping or somebody else is paying the shipping, and you got to figure out how to get this across. And to me, that's not really appealing when I'm focused on making money and trying to further my business. So let's go ahead and pull this back because the other question is, do you have a buyer? Because I know there are a lot of artists out there that they make all kinds of interesting paintings and whatnot, and you see a wide spectrum of pricing where some people charge like 90 cents for a piece of art and they just try to basically give it away, or they're charging like thousands of dollars and they don't get any business because nobody wants to spend $1,000 on their piece of art. And the big problem with all of this is that you're trying to appeal to the masses with a singular piece of art that comes from you and your creativity. So it's kind of like this balance that you need to figure out. And I'm going to try my best to help you figure that out, because there are other avenues that you can apply this. Because if you were to pick a niche and then work within that niche, then all of a sudden you open yourself up to a whole world of possibilities, because you're not just focused on making paintings and you have to know your name to find you online. And, you know, if you're new to the scene, you're not going to have a following right away. People aren't necessarily Googling you, and getting that startup of people recognizing you and going to your website and whatnot is kind of tricky unless you know what you're doing. One of the ideas that you could use to like kind of niche down is you got to start with the research. So actually, let's go ahead. Let's start with the research here. Let me pull up another window. And I'm doing this like live stream style, so it's going to be a little rough around the edges. But right here, we could do, let's just look at stained glass. And I'm using Ahrefs, which is a keyword tool, and I pay a lot of money for it. But there are free tools out there that you can use, and they give great tools for free. Anyway, all right, so stained glass patterns. So this is what's interesting to me, because you can actually get into designing something that's very specific. And when you get into the specifics of things, that's where you're going to find search data, and that's where you're going to find repetition. So if you have somebody, for instance, that's looking for a simple stained glass patterns, I mean, that's kind of general, but if you were to look here, like simple stained glass patterns for flowers, all of a sudden, now this is a very low volume. This isn't the best example I could have found, but simple geometric stained glass patterns for free, you have 200 searches of that a month and zero competition to actually get shown in the Google search results. That's kind of your whole goal. The overarching goal of all of this is getting your art in front of people in a real world way. So you might be saying, okay, well, geometric stained glass patterns for free, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to make any money doing this. Like, I thought the whole point of this is that you're going to show me how to make money. And I am, because the idea is not necessarily that you're selling the design, but maybe, yes, you could sell the design, but maybe what you're doing is you're actually building a mailing list. And instead of trying to sell somebody on like this cupcake or whatever this is, or any of these specific designs, maybe you're building a mailing list where you have people that are interested in stained glass, and maybe they're interested in making stained glass. The point is that we're trying to find you something that actually has a large surface area so that you can find specific designs to make, and then you're going to make those designs and fill the void, fill the need for those designs. And if you can do that, then you can actually start making money online with your art. If it's very, very, very specific, it can work like crazy. So let's go ahead, and I want to jump to a real world example. Something that I've been working on for a long time here is I have a site here, which is a tattoo site. And when you look at tattoos, now this is a site that I bought. I bought this domain at auction, and it was an old website that had become defunct. The old business had closed. The site was fine. The site was well, it was dead. There was nothing left. And the business itself, I think it was a physical spot down in like Kentucky or something. And their site used to rank for all types of tattoo designs. So what I did was I bought this domain at auction. It was still showing up in the Google search engine. I bought hosting, and then I went ahead and I started to rebuild the site. So I've rebuilt this site. I've rebuilt it from 0 keywords back up to 5,700, and I'm getting about, according to the tool, 5,500 people a month coming to the site just for tattoo designs. And if we dig into the actual keywords for the site, you can see that I rank for all kinds of things about tattoos, different types of tattoos, stencils, womb tattoo, lily of the valley, rose and butterfly, hand tattoos, you name it. This site ranks for all sorts of designs. And if you look at the position in Google, it's actually ranking very, very well. Let's go ahead and do, let's look at the violet flower. So right here, I know the image because I made it. This is me. Now, I hope you guys understand what I just showed you, because that might have gone past you. But when you find a niche to work in, you allow yourself a huge amount of surface area where you can go ahead and design things for that niche, whatever it is. And then as you fill the need for that thing, you'll show up in Google. And that is kind of the key to making any kind of money online, is that you need to be able to pull in the traffic. So we've got violet flower tattoos here, violet flower tattoo drawing tattoo. If we were to just pull up the keyword itself, you will see that there is no competition, and you have about 3,000 people a month looking up this design. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to pull these people in with this keyword, no competition. I built up the site. I've got hundreds of pages on this site ranking for all these different tattoo drawings, and then you can link it out to something that actually gets you paid, right? Once we get people to the page, then it's our job to somehow help them. So whether they're looking for a design, they're looking for a product, whatever it is, and this goes for anything that you want to sell online. You could be selling barbecues, you could be selling lighting, you could be selling aquariums, computers, cell phones, tables, whatever it is. There are people out there that are looking for these things, and if you can meet that demand, well, then you've just made a sale. So one of the methods of making money with this is that you could just sell the design. You can have this link out to an Etsy where you have the designs and you're charging $3 or $4 per design. You can have 100 different designs on the site. Or you could go ahead and jump onto something like Offer Vault, or you could do your own search and try to find some kind of like tattoo affiliate program, something that will get you paid with either selling designs, gear. You could sell different tattoo design books. You name it, there's something for it. You could do lotions, all kinds of like aftercare, tattoo aftercare, UV protection, clothing, all kinds of cool things. You can do it with this. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that you can absolutely make money online with your art. It's just about figuring out how you're going to narrowly focus it into something that people are actually looking for. Because I think a lot of people, they go into it and they're kind of lost and they're not sure where to go. But by looking at the data, you're actually able to give yourself the steps that you need to move forward in some realistic way where you're actually making a sale. So if we were to, just go into something else here, we could actually go into something like zodiac signs, because there are people that are into astrology, and that's huge. And you can look at all kinds of zodiac signs. Maybe you start designing your own version of them. Maybe you start designing the tattoos for them. Maybe you start doing stained glass for them. Perhaps you make a painting, a drawing, whatever it is. Once you niche into these things, that's where you start to find some really interesting things, like most dangerous zodiac signs lips. I'm not sure what that is. We got serial killer stuff from the infamous zodiac signs colors. Let's keep looking here. Sign strongest to weakest. And this is another really good method. Like if you're building up a website and you're trying to draw people in to sell your art, you can draw them in with it's not off topic, but it's indirect selling. So you're kind of like pulling people in because you're talking about like what are the most dangerous zodiac signs, And then along with that, you can have the most dangerous zodiac signs for sale or something like that. Let's look at emojis, because this is something where you can actually do some really cool art with and make a very interesting site. So emojis, everybody's using emojis now, and there are hundreds, if not tens of thousands of different emojis. So if you wanted to create art based on emojis, you could not only make the designs, and you could use AI to do it, which is like crazy. Actually, let me show you guys how to do that real quick. So make me an emoji. Let's do an angry emoji. Let's do a happy emoji. I'm going to keep things on the up and up. Happy face emoji. Okay. Oh, we want to go to chat. Here we go. You want to use the chat because that's the actual AI and it's free. So you could do make me a happy face emoji. And this is just cool stuff because you have the option. If you're an artist and you're into making this stuff on the computer, you want to spend time doing it, go for it. You can absolutely do that. You can use AI to do it. You can use Midjourney. You can use this. There's a billion different AI tools now that can do it. Let's see what it comes up with. It might be weird. While that works, I'm going to put it to the side. But you can come up. Here we go. Oh, it just lost it. Oh, there it is. So it just made this in like 10 seconds. So if you wanted to do art, you can very easily either do it yourself and niche down into emoji art. And then you can actually make money in all sorts of different ways. And this is actually such a good niche to talk about. I wish I'd talked about it earlier in the video, to be honest. But it's great because you can sell the design. You can sell all kinds of emoji themed things. Like you can literally go onto Amazon. I'll do it on a separate window because I want to make sure it's clean. One second. Emoji art. Well, let's just do emoji. Emoji stickers. Here we go. We got stickers, pillow, golf balls, slippers for kids, movie. Well, you got the movie. Doggy, squeaky toys, keychains, toys, farting pen. Let's just look at. I mean, you could sell this stuff. You could become an Amazon affiliate. You could sell it here. You get, whatever it is. It might be between 1% and 5%. It's not a huge amount of money, but you can make money on that. You can come up with your own designs and do it on Etsy. So you could do like print on demand and print it out on a mug. You could print it out on posters. You could make t-shirts. People are doing it. You see it. $6 a shirt, $11 a shirt. Now, I just want to show you guys something because you might be saying, okay, that's not a lot of money. $11. How am I going to make a living on this? But you have to think about money in a different way where you're thinking about it in terms of scaling it up. Because when you look at this, like emoji shirt, Halloween, okay. So we've got the sunglasses emoji, okay? Watch this. So we go here. We're going to pull up another tab. We're going to do sunglasses emoji. 10, competition 10, not bad. And right now we're spiking. We're looking at about 15,000 searches a month for this keyword. Really, it says 11. But either which way, let's say you made a site that was just emoji based. You made it just like my tattoo site over here. And you just built up all the pages and you got a lot of traffic to the page. And then with that, you had a page about sunglasses emoji where you also showed up in the top 10 spot, because I'm very easily able to do that as well. I'm number 1 for a bunch of stuff. I'm number 4, 8. it's all over the place, but you can also do this, and you can show up in the top spot. You can be pulling in thousands of people a month, and if you're helping people find the sunglasses emoji, you're talking about what it means, what it means when somebody sends it to you. You can even go into the questions about it, right? So what does sunglasses emoji mean on Snapchat? What does it mean in general? And different things like that. Then you also link out to designs that you make as an artist. You can definitely make some money. If you have, let's say you have even 1,000 people going to your page a month, just on the sunglasses emoji alone, you're selling this shirt for $11.90. You're not paying for shipping. You're not dealing with the physical product at all. You're just putting the order in, and it's being shipped directly to the customer. And you're making $11.90 a sale. Let's say it costs you $7 to make the shirt. Let's say that actually we're going to change the pricing for ease, okay? So let's say it's $10 per shirt out of your cost, and you're selling it for $20, okay? Now you have 1,000 people a month going to it, and we're going to say at a 0.1%, at a 1% conversion rate. Let's say out of 100 people, one person buys your shirt, right? You're getting at least 10 sales a month, and you're doing 10 times 20, right? So 10 sales times $20 of sales. You're making $200 a month. You multiply that by 12, and you're making $2,400 in the year. And then, of course, half of that is going to the shirt company to actually print it and whatever. So it's half that. But you can very easily see how it scales way up. And if you're able to get the conversion rate just a little bit better than that, if you're actually able to really help people, 1,000 people a month, and let's say you're able to get a 5% conversion rate, all of a sudden you're making 50 sales. And at 50 sales times 20, you're making $1,000 a month on one shirt alone on one website with your art. Anyway, I'm basically going to wrap up this video because I've been wandering all over the place, but I wanted to show you guys how interesting this stuff can be, and that you can absolutely make money online with your art if you're careful about how you do it. By all means, you can go out there and just make your art and see if it sells. But if you're struggling and you're trying to figure it out and you're trying to make it work, digging into the data, getting a website to do it with, and then finding a good niche to do it with, and you're going to find yourself making a really awesome living. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I've got some links down in the description below if you want to check them out. Cool. If you're interested in this website, I am selling it because I just want to move on. I've kind of built it up to where I'm happy with it, and I'm ready to move on. So if you're interested in buying a business, you can build the site up yourself, and you get an awesome domain, and you get a lot of traffic for the money. So there's a link down below to that as well, and I'll catch you on the next one.